Yellow. I love starting my videos like that. My girlfriend hates it, or I should say my fiance actually, but it's just so funny. Anyway, in this video I want to discuss two really important things. First, how energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. And second, how this creatine journey and eating out has really got to me. So, let's talk about the update. 2 days ago, I went out, or yesterday almost already. Yeah, yesterday, I went out to eat with my friends to a restaurant that's called Hot Pot, Happy Lamb. It's a really good hot pot location in Mississauga. I 100% suggest it to anybody who likes Japanese food. I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. It's amazing. You like cook food in the soup, you pull the food out of the soup, and then it's like ramen, but like you're just cooking and putting different meats, carbs, like pastas and whatnot into the soups and eating what you like. It's really good. But the problem is, in the span of less than 12 hours, no, I'd say 12 hours, I gained like 3 pounds overnight. So I know it's mostly water retention, but it definitely sucks seeing those numbers on the scale the next morning when waking up. Like you're on such a good journey, and then all of a sudden you go, you enjoy yourself, and then boom, 3 pounds overnight, water retention, and it's just super psychologically damaging, let me tell you. But that's the very importance that I want to mention to you guys of tracking everything every day. So you know, okay, what I ate, and you can reflect, okay, what I ate yesterday that affected my body to hold back so much water retention. Then you could think about, okay, so I need to eat less of that, and then on days where you have less water retention and you're actually seeing numbers go down on the scale, you're like, okay, I'll eat more than that because my body likes that, my body digests that well, so I'm gonna eat more of that. So noodles, high sodium, my body doesn't like. So like, for some reason, just me and noodles, it's like the ultimate bulk food for me, because when I include any sort of like pastas and noodles and flour, my body just boom, like I'm telling you guys, like overnight 3 pounds. Some of you might not even believe that, because I know some people have a hard time putting on weight, but I'm the opposite. I am the ultimate bulk coach. I could say that with confidence. If I was challenged to put on 10 pounds in 1 week, I could probably do it. Like wholeheartedly, I could put on 10 pounds in 1 week. Obviously, most of it's going to be water weight. It's not going to be close to muscle. But my body is capable of those things. Some people are able to lose 10 pounds in a week. I know some people very well that can do that. And some people could just gain 10 pounds in a week. I'm one of those guys. So, this is a memo to myself, but also you guys. Enjoy yourself, because, you know, breaking bread with your friends, enjoying the good foods, it's not too many moments like that, so don't be too hard on yourself. If, you know, one day you decide to go out with your buddies and enjoy some good food, and then the next morning you see on the scale, wow, 3 to 5 pounds. Where did that come from? I just worked so hard to get to 177, and now I'm at 181. What just happened? Don't fret, it's going to come off. And the second thing that I wanted to cover in today's video is I get most of my God-conscious alignment when I'm a high frequency. So like my crazy thoughts, my crazy reflections, ponderings, they all come from when I'm either mid-workout, I'm in the middle of a set and then post-set I'm like resting, and I think of something crazy, or even crazier when my heart's beating even more on like the Stairmaster or like even a simple walk. But today was on the Stairmaster because I'm doing 40 minutes of Stairmaster during this cut, and I think I'm going to start including another 20 to 30 minutes of walking because I'm like reaching sort of like a plateau at like 177. I haven't been able to go below that in like the last week and a half. So I think another 20 minutes of cardio will help that out. But matter cannot be, or matter, energy, whatever, same thing. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Meaning, your current life, if you don't like it, it's not going to change itself. It can't just be destroyed. It has to be transferred into your new life. And your current life that, for example, let's say you don't like it. Let's say you don't like the way you look in the mirror. Let's say you don't like your confidence levels, the way that you are unable to talk to girls. Let's say you don't like the way people treat you. You feel like you're being disrespected by a lot of people at work or whatnot. Or you're just unhappy with the quality of your thoughts. This is because, and I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys, it's your habits. The quality of your habits dictate the quality of your life. So, if your habits revolve around drinking whenever problems come up to numb your problems, watching porn to numb your feelings of the reality, because that's what I did. I was not happy with my reality. I was, how can I put this? I wasn't happy with my life. So in order to make it happy, I had to give myself some sort of dopamine, some sort of reality boost. Oh, like, life's okay, whatever. Go watch some porn. Boom. Instantly life's better. And this is wrong. This is wrong because it's shifting your reality and falsifying that reality is good, but when it's really bad. This is what a lot of alcoholics face too. They drink their problems away to make their problems seem less severe. So what do you have to do about this? You have to align, or first you have to figure out what are the habits, what kind of habits are people doing that their life not seems to be figured out, because nobody really has life figured out. Everybody's kind of just pretending. But what are the habits of somebody? This is what I ask myself. What are the habits that somebody's doing where they're happy with their life? They're happy with their thoughts. They have happy relationships. They have good money coming in. They have health. They have energy. What are they doing? And then I studied those people's habits. They're not falsifying their reality with dopamine, fake dopamine reality. I don't know how to say this, but basically giving them a boost of dopamine to give them the excitement of, oh, life's good, with this cheap dopamine that's momentary, that's actually garbage, like alcohol, drugs, weed, porn, all those things. So the people that I was studying weren't doing that. They were facing reality for what it was. Second, they were at least 5 to 7 times a week in the gym, bettering their mind, their body, and in turn would affect and better their soul. So I knew, I was like, okay, if I want to get my mind right, if I want to get these thoughts to be positive, or at least if negative ones do arise, I know how to conquer them right away. So I got into the gym. That's the second thing. The third thing was, in different states and different stages of your life, you start reading to self-educate yourself about different topics that are important in that stage of your life. So the first stage of my life, of when I started improving my life, when I started improving the quality of my thoughts, basically my mind, spirit, and body, was I started reading the Bible, and I will always read the Bible because that's the fundamental basics of all of life. There's a reason it's been around for 2,000 whatever plus years, 3,000, maybe even more. I don't know the exact number. It's been around for thousands of years. Start with that. Ultimate self-development book that you should read throughout your entire lifetime. And actually read it and apply the things that you're reading. Not just read just to read in 1 year out the other. Read, meditate on it, and apply. Second was self-development books. Books from different people who've lived life, basically biographies in a sense, but not really biographies, just their stories, how they got through life, how they went from dark places to bettering themselves. So self-development books. Second, Bible, self-development books. Third, philosophy. Philosophy and psychology. After self-development, I moved to philosophy and psychology. Those were the stages of books that I just started digesting. I fell in love with learning about the mind. I fell in love with figuring out how people thought, why I think the way that I think, why humans are interconnected with one another, and how we all kind of correlate and correspond with one another. I started digesting psychological and philosophical books because I was so obsessed with mastering my mind, mastering my thoughts, mastering my behaviors. So reading psychological books really helped me understand my own mind and the patterns and habits that it falls back on, and how to move forward and how to get past rough spots, and how your mindset separates you from 99.9% of people, because most people's mindsets are trash. Like, the way that people think is so self-centered that any little stumble throughout their day and instantly they have a bad day. Any little brink of bad news, instantly they have a bad day. Any sort of life circumstance that doesn't go with their way, instantly in a bad mood. Like, especially men in this generation, they have zero, and I mean zero, emotional control. So that's the beauty of psychological books. They helped me master my emotional control. And I believe personally that unless you have mastered emotional control, you cannot call yourself a masculine man. You are still a boy who's figuring out life, because boys are the ones that if something doesn't go their way, they get emotional about it. They ask mommy for ice cream, mommy doesn't buy them ice cream, they start crying and fretting and having a bad day over it. Obviously they're going to get over it real quick, but to allow themselves to get to that kind of emotional state over something not going their way, not a sign of masculinity. Sorry, don't care what you say. Then, the third type of books I moved on after psychological, I started reading history books. History books to understand how humans evolved, how humans grew, and the path of humanity and evolution. I got really interested with this one author, Naval, can't even remember his last name, but Naval something, and he really opened my perspective to when humans actually use their mind, what they're capable of doing, what they're capable of accomplishing, and where they're capable of getting themselves to. So history is great to study because, especially for me, it taught me, it's basically a cheat code to life. It's, we did this, we made mistakes with this, don't do this. So you're basically, it depends how far back in history you read, you're basically getting whatever, 1,000, let's say you just read 1,000 years back within history, you're getting 1,000 years of wisdom, in a sense, of people telling you what not to do. And obviously the more intelligent you are, the more conscious you are, the more you're going to listen. Because like a child or a teenager or an adolescent isn't conscious and they don't make decisions, right? They always have to learn from their mistakes, which most of humans still do, and it's still a part of life. But the more conscious you are, the more you can reflect on other people's mistakes and consciously decide not to make them. So obviously when you're young, dad says, don't touch the oven, it's hot, you're going to burn yourself. What are you going to do? You're going to touch the oven because it's hot, because you want to figure it out for yourself. But at age whatever, 25 for example, your dad says, don't touch the oven because it's hot, you're going to burn yourself. You're going to be like, aye. Right? Like you're not going to kind of argue because you're at this level of, awareness, consciousness, where you're thinking to yourself, okay, this man's obviously lived double, maybe depending on your dad's age, triple the amount of years I've lived. He's got some wisdom and he's got some life experience behind his belt where if I listen to him, my life's going to turn out a little better. So, reading history, depending how many historians or how many different history lessons you read, you can take hundreds, if not thousands, of people's mistakes and avoid them to that much more further set your life up for success. And then finally, after the history books, I've now kind of moved into like business. I had like a business, and not trend or fad, but like one or two business books. I think like business is something where it's more experience rather than like you can read and learn about it, right? It's like you got to experience it firsthand. It's not like facts. Like there's some tips and tricks you can learn. That's what or at least that's what I've picked up from reading the couple business books that I did. But it's more trial and error. It's more you got to figure it out yourself. You got to experience it. It's not like history where you can go experience lessons from whatever World War II or something and what people messed up on. Right? Like you can't go back and experience that. But like business is like, especially if you're into business, you just try it, you learn from it, you reflect on it. If it works, you move forward. If it doesn't, you learn, you fail, you move forward. So that's what I've learned from like the 3 to 5 business books I've read. But now I'm really diving into nutrition books. I'm going to pick up more anatomy books. I'm going to start really digesting like kinesiology type books. Physiology, kinesiology, anatomy, nutrition, those sort of things, because that's like the passion that I've, after reading whatever 2 or 3 books, was like, wow, this is what I wish I went to school for. So right now I'm in my like nutrition fad trend phase. Then I'm going to move to anatomy, how the body works, muscles, just to get more knowledge for myself, so then I can give you guys more knowledge on what I read. And then also to better myself, my exercises, my lifestyle, my health, and then spit back the information and knowledge that I consume and give it right back to you guys. Because it's really selfish if you learn information and don't share it with others. Like, we're all natural born teachers. It's just we have to figure out what we like to teach, what we have a passion about talking about. So don't be selfish. All the information that you learn with whatever niche you're interested in, talk about it, share it, improve people's lives. Because I promise, if it's something you're truly passionate about, life will pick itself up and kind of have a way of taking care of you. Especially if you're trying to do good. If you're doing it out of humility and righteousness. Yeah, I just went on a complete tangent, I just realized. I hope you guys enjoyed the little trends of books. Not trends, phases of books I kind of went through and read through my whole like personal development journey, in a sense. If you guys do want book recommendations, I've got a couple. Some of my top favorite books. I got like my favorite books on this side of the wall, and then like whatever books there, like other books hidden around the house. But I started digesting so many books that like I started rinsing through my wallet and my dad's wallet, that I was like, all right, listen, I need to get a Kobo, because these paperback books are like triple the amount that Kobo digital books are. So I started reading on my Kobo. It's amazing, actually. You could take notes, highlight, figure out what words mean. There's like a built-in dictionary, so highly recommend Kobo. Great books. If you need book recommendations, send me a DM. Definitely follow me on Instagram. Check out the links below. I got a couple of spots open for my coaching program, looking to help transform 3 men's lives in this next month. So definitely check out the links in the description, and I'm going to leave you like I always leave you. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Peace.